Every 911 call matters, as the person on the line is in a desperate plea for help. But sometimes within those urgent needs for assistance lie the most chilling and disturbing encounters imaginable. From whispered confessions to life-altering screams of terror, here are some of the most disturbing 911 calls of all time, beginning with the case of Sandra Harold.
Time for 911. Where's your emergency?
This is Sandy. 231 Rockland Road.
What's the
Send
problem?
the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chip killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun.
February 16th, 2009, Sandra's pet chimpanzee, named Travis, attacked her then 55-year-old friend Charla Nash, inflicting devastating injuries that almost claimed her life. At around 3:40 p.m. on the day of the incident, Travis had left the house with Sandra's car keys, and Nash came to help get the chimp back in the house. But upon seeing Nash holding a Tickle Me Elmo, one of his favorite toys, Travis flew into a rage and attacked Nash. Seeing the damage he was doing, Sandra was forced to call 911 to report the incident.
Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up.
With a gun.
Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. Shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
Guns. They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry.
Are you there with your friend? I need you to help your friend. Can you go help your friend?
I can't. He tried to attack me now.
Is he still there with your friend?
Yes.
Okay, so then back off. Then don't get any closer, okay? They're already on the way.
And what's disturbing here is that Travis was actually familiar with Nash, who had also worked at Harold's towing company. However, Nash had a different hairstyle and was driving a different car at the time of the attack, which may have confused and alarmed Travis. Also, he was given Xanax and other medications to treat Lyme disease, which possibly altered his cognitive reasoning. During the attack, Nash stopped moving, making Sandra believe she was dead.
Please.
If the monkey moves away from your friend, let me know, okay? So we can try to help your friend.
No, I can't. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
He ripped her apart?
Listen, I think I'm gonna faint. I think I'm gonna pass out.
No, just breathe, okay? I'm gonna stay with you on the phone until they get there.
Listen to me. Please hurry. Please hurry.
Sandra attempted to stop Travis by hitting him on the head with a shovel and stabbing him in the back with a butcher knife, but none of that worked. In the end, Sandra gave the go signal for Travis to be shot, and the cops obliged.
Please tell him to shoot him. Please tell him. Please tell him to kill him, please.
They did, Sandra. They're shooting at him already, okay?
But he's not dead.
I know. They will continue until he's dead, okay? I just need you to stay on the phone with me and breathe.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Charla Nash's injuries were horrendous, and over the next 7 hours after her rescue, she went through multiple immediate surgeries by 4 teams of surgeons. She survived the attack, but her life was never the same. And the same can be said about this next 911 call between a mentally derailed mother, Deborah Jeter, and a 911 dispatcher, as Deborah reported herself to have slit the throats of her 2 daughters.
Hill County 911, what's your emergency?
I just killed my children.
Excuse me?
I just killed my children.
Where are you?
I'm in the abandoned house on Highway 77 right after you go underneath the highway. One of them's still alive. Hurry.
June 5th, 2009, Deborah Jeter saw her daughters, Kirsten and Kelsey, for the first time in 15 days. She'd been in a mental institution, and her husband had been granted temporary custody of the girls, along with a restraining order against Deborah. However, upon her release, the order was removed, and it was the first unsupervised visit Deborah was allowed to have with her daughters. Sadly, it would also be the last. By the time she was released and allowed to see her daughters, Deborah told them that she had a surprise in store for them, as she drove them to an abandoned house in rural Hill County, Texas. Once they got there, Deborah took him into the bathroom and attacked Kirsten first. As Deborah did so, Kirsten yelled for her sister to run away, but Deborah quickly chased after her and then sliced her throat, leading to her immediate death. Then just after 9 p.m., 3 hours since she'd picked him up, Deborah called 911 and this conversation unfolded.
Are you there?
Yes,
Are you still with me?
I'm still with you.
Hello?
I'm here. They're not here.
They're on their way, sweetheart. They had to come from different parts of the county.
Hold on, kid. They're coming. Tell them not to shoot me. I don't have a gun.
Okay. She doesn't want to get shot because she doesn't have a gun.
She wants you to hurry.
Honey, they are coming. They're coming as fast as they can.
At this point, Kirsten was still alive, making Deborah want emergency services to reach her location as fast as possible. Luckily, they did, and Kirsten survived after undergoing immediate life-saving surgery. Deborah had faced charges of first-degree murder and attempted murder, leading her to accept a plea deal to avoid the death penalty. Consequently, she received a life sentence without parole. Despite admitting to the crimes, authorities were still puzzled by her motive and intentions behind the attack. Like, why did she do that? Now that may be one question we never get answers to. But the motive of Donald Spirit, the man who killed his 6 grandchildren and his own daughter, would leave you pondering the depths of human depravity and the levels of darkness that can reside within a human soul.
Gilchrist County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I just shot my daughter and shot all my grandkids, and I'll be sitting on my step, and when you get here, I'm going to shoot myself.
Sarah L. Spirit was 22 years old and 8 months pregnant with her 4th child when she called the police in desperation. Her father was violent, she was afraid of him, and she had nowhere to go. 6 years later, her father took his life, hers, and that of all her children in a frantic killing spree. In 2011, Donald took his daughter to court, accusing her of collecting child support payments for one of her children, Jonathan, even though Jonathan had been living with him. A judge agreed with his claim and ordered Sarah to pay her father $6,578 from the money she received. But when she failed to do so, Donald killed them all before calling 911 to report himself.
What is the address that you're at, sir?
2550 Northwest, 25 Paris, downstairs. Every one of them are dead.
You said your name is Don Spirit?
Yep.
All right, Don, what kind of gun do you have?
It doesn't matter what kind of gun I got. They're all dead, and then when you get here, I'll shoot myself, and then you figure out what kind of gun it is.
How long ago did this happen, Don?
I don't want to hear it, man. I'm done with every thing. Just bring the motherfuckers out here, that's all. You got all the kids are dead in the house.
Okay, how many people? Okay, how many people?
6 kids, 1 adult.
6 kids and 1 adult?
Yeah. One of them is a baby.
It was at this point that the dispatcher realized this case was a high-profile one. There was a brief silence as the dispatcher lodged the information he revealed into her system. She tried offering him some help by saying,
All right, Don, is there any way you can stay on the phone with me till I get somebody there to help you?
What's that?
Can I have you stay on the phone with me?
No, not that. I'm waiting for them to get here. When they get here, I'm going to shoot myself on my back step. All I'm doing is waiting for them.
So you're sitting on your back steps?
Yep.
and true to his words, once the cops got there, Donald took his own life. Now, we know that's a lot to digest, but it's nothing compared to this next call, where a lady found a newborn baby thrown in a trash can.
911, what's the address of the emergency? Yeah, there's a baby in our garbage can. And I thought it was a cat. I was outside just a minute ago. And I got my mother-in-law to come out and we lifted the trash bags off and there's a baby in the garbage can. Is it alive? Yes. Okay. Is it breathing? I think so, because he sounds like a cat in distress. And I don't know how to get him out. Neither one of us are tall enough, and if we tip it, the trash is going to go over on top of him.
August 26th, 2014, a woman made a 911 call from outside her home in Cairns, informing the dispatcher that she had heard the sound of what seemed to be a cat from the trash can outside, only to go have a look and discover that it was actually a newborn baby.
Okay, just stay on the phone with me. I'm getting some help on the way. Are you with the baby now?
My son and I are both outside.
Okay.
I can't reach him.
How old does the baby look?
It looks newborn. I mean, it can't be more than, I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we've got some help on the way. Just stay on the phone with me, okay?
He's got to be newborn. I don't know. He's in the trash.
Okay. Is it awake?
He's moving. I can't see that his eyes are open. His head looks a little bruised on one side.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's he, but I'm assuming.
Is he bleeding?
He's not bleeding, but I can see.
Okay.
Somebody buried him in our garbage because I was out taking the trash out yesterday, too. We don't have very much in there. But they put him underneath, and I thought he was a cat. I was out here earlier, and I thought there was a cat in our bushes.
We've got some help on the way. I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Just stay on the line. I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
I can't reach him because I'm not tall enough.
Okay. Can you see if he's breathing?
He is breathing, and he's making noises.
Okay.
There's still the cord on there, so he's got to be newborn. He's still got an umbilical on his belly button.
Okay, just stay on the phone with me. I'm going to get us through to the Unified Police Department as well, okay?
Okay.
As the call was ongoing, the concerned neighbor and her mother-in-law got a man to help get the baby out. It also turned out that it was this man's daughter, 23-year-old Alicia Marie Englert, who had given birth to the baby and dumped it in the trash can. The man claimed he wasn't aware his daughter had given birth or was even pregnant. And how is that possible? We don't know. What we do know is that this woman eventually told the dispatcher that the infant had been taken out of the trash can and they were wrapping it in a blanket.
He's out of the garbage now.
Okay, so is it a male?
Is it a boy? We need to look. Buddy, are you a boy? It is a fresh baby.
Okay.
Oh, I'm afraid to move him.
Okay, you know what? Just hold on to him and cradle him, okay?
Engler was charged with attempted murder after police discovered she had given birth in her parents' basement and disposed of the newborn before going to work. Despite admitting to the act, there were questions regarding her understanding of right and wrong due to her special needs and history of fetal alcohol syndrome and mental retardation. As of right now, she's been deemed incompetent to stand trial 5 times, casting uncertainty on whether she'll ever be convicted. On the contrary, this next disturbing call, which resulted in a conviction, brings us to the case of Brandi Worley, the woman who called 911 after attempting to kill herself for stabbing her 2 kids to death.
Montgomery County 911, where's your emergency?
203 South Madison Street,
In what town?
Darlington.
Hey, what's going on there?
I just stabbed myself and I killed my 2 children.
You stabbed yourself and killed your 2 children?
November 17, 2016, Brandi's husband, Jason Worley, woke up in the small town of Darlington, Indiana, to the sound of his mother-in-law screaming. To his horror, he discovered that his wife had murdered their 2 children barely 24 hours after he filed for their divorce. On the night of the incident, she played with both kids before putting them to sleep. But while they slept, she came back with her newly purchased knife and stabbed them to death. She would also attempt to take her own life by stabbing herself in the neck. However, she didn't die. She then calls her mother to come help her take care of the mess, while she made a chilling call to Montgomery County 911. And this was the conversation that played out.
Okay, and what's your name?
Brandi Worley.
Brandi what?
Worley.
And what caused you to do this today?
My husband wanted a divorce and wanted to take my kid. I won't let him have my kid.
Okay, and how old are your children?
7 and 3.
Okay, are you bleeding?
Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
The dispatcher proceeded to collect all the needed information, but what really stood out was how calm and collected Brandi seemed. Despite being in a lot of pain herself, she didn't sound fazed by anything. It was quite disturbing, and even the dispatcher had to ask how she felt.
And what are you feeling right now? I mean, are you tired? Are you where?
Yeah, I took a lot of it.
You took a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subsequently, Brandi was charged with 2 counts of murder. Just like the emotionless tone she spoke with on the call, she would also show a complete lack of regret for the heartbreaking crime she committed during her trial. She pled guilty and was given 120 years in prison. And that's honestly very tragic. But we can see almost the same story repeat itself with the case of a man named Eric Barreca, who called the cops after his wife shot him 7 times in their Boynton Beach home in Florida.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
I've been shot about 7 times.
All right, you've been shot. All right, listen to me carefully. I'm going to be sending you help, okay?
February 5th, 2018, a disturbing series of events began for Eric and Lisa Barreca after an argument erupted over an HOA complaint. Now, Lisa claimed Eric threatened her life, prompting her to retrieve a gun from her car in the garage. Upon returning with the gun, Eric allegedly slapped and pushed her, leading Lisa to shoot him multiple times. But despite being injured, Eric was the one who called 911 for help, expressing fear for his life.
All right, I'm going to be sending you help paramedics. How exactly did this happen?
Please, don't worry about it. It's my wife. I smacked her and she shot me. Okay?
Okay, listen to me carefully. I need to stay on the phone with you until we get there. And you said you were shot in the chest and the arms?
All over my head.
Your head?
Please.
Okay, we're coming as quickly as we can. Will your wife talk to me?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. He shot 7 times, he said?
I don't know. I thought you threatened my life.
Okay, ma'am, where did you put the gun?
It's sitting on the garage floor.
The gun is sitting on the garage floor.
At some point during the call, Lisa again began arguing with a badly injured Eric, prompting the dispatcher to advise her not to argue with him, given he was seriously injured.
Ma'am, don't argue with him. He's badly injured and he needs to reserve his energy, okay? Try not to argue with him. It's over and done with now.
The cops would later arrive at their home. They found Lisa on the floor, and she told them she couldn't get up because she had also shot herself in the leg. Now, moving away from that, this next call comes from a 5-year-old girl who walked into her parents' room to meet both of them lying on the floor, dead.
911, where's your emergency?
Hello.
Hello. Is everything okay?
My mommy and daddy.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a bullet on the floor.
There's a what?
And there's blood coming out of my dad's mouth, and he fell off the bed.
March 28th, 2005, 5-year-old Tia Hernlin was awakened by gunshots while sleeping in her parents' home located in Florida. Feeling scared, she rushed to her parents' room, only to meet them in a pool of blood. Consequently, she called 911 and described the traumatic scene to the dispatcher.
And there's blood coming out of my dad's mouth, and he fell off the bed.
He did. Where's Mommy at?
I don't know. I think they're dead.
What do you mean, sweetheart?
I don't know.
Okay, your daddy's on the floor. How old are you?
I'm 5 years old, and I have a dog in the house.
Okay, baby, okay. Let me get somebody right over to you. Did you go in your mommy and daddy's room?
And there's blood.
All over the place?
Not all over. There's blood on the plant and blood on the floor.
Oh, my goodness. And you have your little doggie with you?
And 3 cats.
And you got some cats, too?
3 cats and 1 dog.
Okay.
At this point, the dispatcher knew Tia was beyond terrified, but she tried her hardest to control the situation while keeping Tia relaxed.
Okay. And what made you wake up tonight?
I think I heard a gunshot.
You heard a gun?
Yes, and I see a bullet laying on the floor. I think it's a bullet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who has a gun in the house?
I don't see a gun, but I'm scared.
Oh, sweetheart, I will not let anything happen to you.
Can you send the deputy down?
I promise I will. And you're only 5 years old?
Mm-hmm.
You are so smart for 5 years old.
After making sure Tia was calm, this dispatcher then tried to get more information from her without scaring her off.
Was there anybody else in the house besides you and Mommy and Daddy tonight? Like an uncle or anything?
No, there's no robber in the house.
Okay, well, I didn't think there'd be a robber, sweetheart. Did you have anybody staying over the night with you guys tonight? Okay.
After a couple more minutes, police arrived, and it was discovered that Tia's parents, 29-year-old Aeneas Hernlin and his wife of nearly a decade, Julie Morgan Hernlin, were killed by a former acquaintance of Julie's, David E. Johnson, who broke into their home, went straight to their bedroom, and shot them both with a 9mm in the early hours of the morning. Even more disturbing was the fact that Johnson returned to his home a few minutes later to his own life. Apparently, Johnson was of the opinion that Julie and her husband had snitched on him to the cops about his well-elaborate marijuana growing operation. Julie had sought help from authorities and even predicted Johnson might kill her. She jotted down dates, times, and descriptions of his stalking, and then filed for a restraining order, which a judge denied. And maybe if that order had been enforced, Tia wouldn't be an orphan today. Tragically, in another case, a boy named Jake Evans willingly made himself an orphan by murdering his own mother and sister in a climactic killing operation.
Concord County 911, where is your emergency?
My house.
What's the address?
152 River Creek Lane.
Okay, what's the emergency?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
What?
I just killed my mom and my sister.
You just killed your mother and your sister? How did you do that?
I shot him with a .22 revolver.
His desire to kill him stemmed from watching the movie Halloween. Now, this revolves around a boy who commits murder without feeling bad about it. And Jake was fascinated by this fictional character and decided to make it a reality. On the day of the murders, he took a knife from their kitchen but later opted for a stolen .22 caliber revolver from his grandfather's home. Inviting his sister to watch a movie, he seized the opportunity to shoot her dead. Upon hearing the shots, his mother rushed down the stairs only to be shot twice herself. Immediately after, he called 911, explaining to the dispatcher what he had just done. The conversation played out like this.
Jake?
Yes?
Are you on any kind of medication?
No. Well, I've been going to the allergist a lot lately.
Yeah.
With my mom. But no, nothing other than that.
Okay, how old are you?
17.
Okay, do you, is there any reason that you were so angry at your mother and your sister?
I don't know. I wasn't, it's weird. I wasn't even really angry with them. It just kind of happened. I've been kind of planning on killing for a while now.
The two of them or just anybody?
Pretty much anybody.
Jake goes on to explain how he orchestrated the murder and finally tells the dispatcher that he doesn't mind surrendering himself to the cops.
Jake, my officers are almost there. Would you be willing to walk out on your own?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
This kid was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to 45 years imprisonment. Now, the 911 call you're about to hear next is quite different from the ones we've gone over so far. It doesn't involve family or children getting hurt. However, it was one of the iconic calls made from the World Trade Center during the 9/11 attack, orchestrated by Al-Qaeda against the U.S.
A6 what? A695. A695? It's at the World Trade Center. Someone having difficulty breathing on the 83rd floor. Okay, ma'am. How you doing? Are they going to be able to get somebody up here? Well, of course, ma'am. We're coming up to you. Well, there's no one here yet, and the floor is completely engulfed. We're on the floor, and we can't breathe. Okay. And it's very, very, very hot. Are the lights still on? The lights are on, but it's very hot. Ma'am. Very hot. We're all the way on the other side of Liberty, and it's very, very hot.
The lady in question was Melissa Doe, an American senior manager at IQ Financial Systems. This emotional conversation with the emergency dispatcher during the attack gave us a glimpse into what it must have felt like in real time as the towers collapsed, and as Doe lived her final moments. At 9:17 a.m., Doe called 911 and said this.
Your lights, you can turn the lights off? No, the lights are off. No fire for now, and no smoke, right? No smoke, right? Of course there's smoke. Ma'am, you have to stay calm. There is smoke. I can't breathe. Okay, you stay calm with me, okay? I understand.
Near the end of the call, Doe spelled out the last name of her mother and asked the dispatcher to set up a 3-way call so that she could speak to her mom one last time. However, the dispatcher told her that she was unable to make that call, and as smoke and heat began to overcome her, Doe gave the operator her mother's name and phone number in hopes of passing on a last message. She said, After 24 and a half minutes, the call cut off as the floor directly below hers buckled and collapsed. Doe passed away, and it took 3 years before her remains could be found. Last but not least is the case of Charles Hendricks Foster, who called 911 after attempting to take his wife's life.
911.
Just a minute, please.
Do you need police or ambulance there?
Yes, ma'am, this is serious.
Okay. Do you need police or an ambulance?
Would you shut up and listen to me for a second? Ma'am, I will call you back.
Do you need the police or an ambulance there?
Yeah. I will call you back.
What is your name?
That was one of 3 calls Foster made after he almost stabbed his wife to death. March 6th, 2015, a 911 dispatcher took a call from a belligerent man saying he had punched his wife, Chorus, in the face and that he wanted to kill her. He told the dispatcher that he had punched and stabbed his wife because she was drunk and that she brought alcohol into their home.
911.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, can I help you?
My name is Charles Hendricks Foster. And I am about ready to kill my wife.
What's your
This
address?
is not a joke. Shut up and listen to me.
Okay, first I need your address and then I'll shut up.
Shut up and listen. I'm not kidding, ma'am. I deserve to go to jail for murder. I want to kill her.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Tell me your name again.
Pardon me, ma'am?
Your name?
Oh, my name is... How stupid can you people get? My name is Charles Hendricks Foster.
How do you spell your name?
I'm giving you my name. You want my address?
Yeah.
5601 apartment, Ferndale, Washington.
What street?
You have that? You send a cop out here right now. Please.
Okay.
I want to hurt this woman real bad.
Have you done anything to physically hurt her yet?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
What have you done?
I punched her in the face because I really want to kill her right now because she's a f***ing drunk.
Okay.
No, we have not been drinking. We have not been anything. She just, I'm crazy. Whatever you want to call it, I'm crazy.
And once the dispatcher asked if he had a gun, Mr. Foster cut the call.
Do you have any weapons in your home?
Pardon me, ma'am?
Do you have any weapons in your home?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm having trouble understanding you.
Okay.
Do I have a what in my home?
Like a gun?
You know what? Just send a f***ing cop out here
I've already...
and let it go
Sir?
with that. Bye-bye.
Hey, sir.
He called a 3rd time. By then, though, the cops were already outside waiting for him. Once he stepped out, he told them he wanted to finish his cigarette before he went to jail. His nose and wrist were covered in blood, while his wife could be seen leaning on a couch, looking at the ceiling and gasping for air as she held the right side of her chest where she had been stabbed. Foster was immediately arrested and charged with 2nd-degree attempted murder. He was handed a 10-year sentence.